TV. How many of you already implemented some of the basic SEO?
Yep.
You did it, Rudy? How's that going?
Pretty good. Still need to push it more and more.
Okay. Who else did implement SEO on it? Okay, Bernadette, you guys just learning. Skip, have you done any SEO on your site, or you just still?
Maybe in the woods.
Okay. Or with you, sir?
I'm just wanting to learn. I just made my website, so I'm just starting from scratch.
Excellent. What is it built on? What platform? Is it Wix? Is it Weebly? Is it WordPress?
I designed it myself.
Yeah, but what platform is it?
I promoted myself. I just made all the, and I used DigitalOcean and everything.
Right, but the website is built on what application? Is it built on HTML?
Yeah, just HTML.
Oh, okay, good. Awesome. So you're a developer, I'm assuming, right? Okay, excellent. All right, so let's go with this, and please ask me a question, because even though it's a basic class, I'm going to cover a lot of information. Okay. The first question is, what is search engine? So you heard of this word before. So by your definition, what is a search engine?
The place you go to find things.
The place you go to find things. What is this place? Something in the internet, right? Right. Do you all agree? Right? It's a place on the internet where you go to search things, right? You like the definition?
That's not a real place.
That's not a real place, right? Okay.
It's the wonderful place.
Well, basically it's very simple. So search is an act of searching, right? An engine, like Bernadette said, it is actually like Google, Bing, Yahoo. These are considered engines. These are the application, the software in the internet that will allow you to search for information, correct? So that's what search engine is. It retrieves that information that you're looking for, and it will try to rank the site. That is the duty of the so-called spider, Google bots, Google spider, Google crawler. That's what the video basically talked about. So because of those functionality, that means what? If it tries to crawl the pages, that means when you build your website, you got to implement those technique, right? The on-site optimization, the key phrases, and all the rules, right? Because that's what they do. If you don't put it, if it crawls your site and it doesn't have the information that it needs, then what's going to happen?
It's going to keep on
Page
growing.
won't show up.
Yeah, page won't show up. It's not going to rank properly. It's not going to give the right information. You can put the wrong information and the result will show for the wrong person as well. Okay? So if you understand how the bot works, and this is not just for Google, this is for Bing and Yahoo, they all do this similar thing. But the fact these softwares, when they travel in the world of the internet, they try to index more than 60 trillion pages. Trillions. Does that make sense? So that's why when you build your website, like brand new, fresh, why do you expect to be on the front page within 1 month? When you have like trillions and trillions and trillions of pages out there. Does that make sense? So that's what the bot does. It tries to, it crawls, it tries to index those information, and it will retrieve this information to you, and at the same time it will try to rank it. Now, what did Google say? There are like more than 200, some sort of algorithm, 1,000 algorithm that will decide how your page is going to rank. Which means there's so many things that you have to do on the website, not just keyword. There's so many things that you have to do in order for that search bot to rank you. So it's not just a simple step like how people think. People think, oh, just do keyword in the title tag and the meta tag and you're done. No, there's so many work has to be done. And the work that you do when you implement SEO is not a one-time thing. You have to do it on a monthly basis. You constantly have to do a lot of work. Just like in social media. In social media, you don't just post something on Facebook and forget about it for 1 year. You have to constantly put information, put content on a consistent basis, right? That's how it works. So when you start to implement SEO, it's the same thing. Okay? Any more questions about what the bot does?
What do you think the visit cycle is? What's been your experience?
For visit cycle?
How often do the spiders come by?
That's a good question.
I can partially answer that because I had a website where I did not want to be found, but the logs would show because I put a link for a
Right.
screenshot and a blog.
Right.
The Google spiders found it. Also, about a half a dozen other spiders that are out there. Some of them you never like. one of the anti-plagiarism site,
Right.
the search engines for that,
Right.
and you see them in the logs pop up, and they pull that one link and check it.
That's a good question.
Every 60 days is what I noticed.
That's a good. They say anywhere between 10 to 60 days that it will come back, and sometimes it might not even come back.
Yeah, it
Because-
does quit after a while.
Yeah, because when you, for example,
There's no changes that you come back.
yeah, if there's no changes in your website, then why would it come back to the index one? It already indexed it. There's nothing there. That's why a website that doesn't have any content that you update, on a consistent basis, the spot's not gonna come back. That's why people wonder why I have this awesome $10,000 website that is so fancy looking and beautiful, but it's not showing up. Well, because you don't have content. There's nothing that you're putting in. That's where the blog comes in. So when you blog, that means you're putting content on a consistent basis, that people share it and comment. That's how the search engine will notice it. Does that make sense? So here's another tip for you. Even if you don't do SEO, just blog on a weekly basis. Within 6 to 9 months, you will end up being on the front page, but it will take longer. That's the only difference.
Especially blog on the what I call the gripe ditch pages, especially for Google products, because they scan those pretty carefully and they'll hit your site.
Right. So there you go. Does that make sense?
Now, can't you request a Google Spider to come visit you?
Huh?
Can't you request a Spider to come visit?
There is a feature in Google Webmaster Tool where you can actually submit a sitemap,
Right.
and when you do that, the spider will come in and read everything.
Good.
Okay, that's the one thing. And secondly, there's another feature in Google Webmaster Tool. Right now, it's called Google Search Console. It's called Fetch as Google. Fetch as Google. That's a feature where if your meta tag and the title tag has some sort of error, like a grammatical error, and it shows in the search engine with the incorrect grammatical error statement.
Right.
So if you want to update on the website, you can update it quickly. But in the search engine, it's not going to show the change. It will take probably a few months. So what you do when you use Fetch as Google, within a week, it will update on the search engine. So that's another way. Okay? All right. So why SEO is important? Why do we think search engine is important? Because some people think it's not.
Correct.
Well, mainly because you don't exist, so you can't be found on a search engine.
Right. So there you go. So why is it important? Because it will help you to boost the ranking of your website. If you don't implement SEO, that doesn't mean you're not going to rank, but it will take longer. It might take like a year or so if you don't implement it. But if you do implement it, sadly, charge clients for the on-site on a monthly basis. But there's nothing done on a monthly basis. It's only done once. So why would you charge them on a monthly basis?
Because you can.
Because you can, right? Does that make sense? Make this distinction clear. On-site is must, yes. But it does not mean it will bring you traffic. If the spider finds it, yes, it will index it. It might bring something, but there's no guarantee that you will get traffic. Okay?
Perhaps like an example, you can have a clean restaurant, but
Right.
you don't have any customers.